Greensboro's trails are perfect for walking, hiking, or biking pretty much year-round. And when you're on Greensboro's trails, you're going to notice some new signs. They look like these little diamonds. You'll see the name of the trail at the top and a number at the bottom. They're in place to keep you safer. Elizabeth Jernigan is the Parks and Rec trail planner. And okay, so explain what has changed.
Okay, so we used to have rescue markers with mileage on them, and that was very useful for people to see how far along the trail they've come. We have since moved away from that because we have so many trails in our system and people start from so many different trailheads that it's hard for people to know whether they're, starting at the beginning of a trail or the end of a trail. And the point of the rescue markers is not to help people understand how far they've come down a trail, but to actually help with the rescue operations in case of an emergency.
Okay, so the new signs are behind you, and so this one says 57, and we're right at the beginning of a trail, so that's kind of a good way to say they're different.
Yeah, and the only things that you really need to know are, if you know what number you're near in case of an emergency, that's great. The most important thing to know is what trail you are on and whether those mileage markers are going up or down. And that's what's going to help our rescue team find you.
People go out here, the weather's getting warm, it's a lot of fun, it's a great family event, but sometimes accidents happen. So when those accidents happen, that's where we're deployed to go out because we're better equipped to get into these little tight trails than a big old fire truck.
And people often have smartphones with them, so they can call for help if they need to, but sometimes it was difficult to figure out where they were because we had mile markers, and every trail had mile markers that said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they didn't know what trail they're on, it could be confusing, but that's changed. We have some new markers now that are going to help you find people easier.
Yes, ma'am, we do. What we did is we partnered up with Parks and Rec, and we had some trail markers developed so that these here, they're spaced out every quarter mile on the trail, and we have these GPS coordinated so that if you guys get lost out on the trail, if you will tell us the last trail marker that you remember, and if it was going numerically up or down, we can use we can help pinpoint where you are, and we can better get to you a little bit quicker. And the main thing we want you guys to remember is that when you call us, stay on the phone and stay on the trail. That just makes it so it's so much easier for us to find you if we can.
Always stay on the phone. And so, for instance, it says Kingfisher 195. There are no other 195s in the system. There's only one. So if you just remember that number, not even this, that's going to give you an idea of where they are.
Yes, absolutely. That definitely helps. If that's all you can remember now, we would like for you to be able to tell us both of them because it's just easier to look it up in our book because we have a really nice book that we put together. It took a lot of time to do it, but we have everything categorized and stuff. But if you can't remember the name of the trail, then remember the number and we can still locate you.
Chris, explain what happens if someone should call from a trail and give you their number and location.
So when they call in from 911, the trails are like a street going through the woods. So when you call 911 in your neighborhood, it pins it to an address point. The same thing happens in the woods. Each one of those trail signs is an address point in the woods, and when they call along that street or trail, it has all the trail signs. It will link it to that address point and kind of give us a general starting location of where we can find the victims. The book that we've got that we keep in all the command vehicles allows the commander to not only locate it, but have paper maps that they can hand out to the different responders where they can highlight, circle, give locations of where they need them to respond to. It kind of allows us to coordinate the entire rescue effort between police, fire, EMS, and any other responders that we need.
And what are we seeing on the computer screen?
On the computer, this is our mobile communications terminal. This is in all of our vehicles, and it's up-to-date data. So the little blocks that you have on here actually show our apparatus, their location, and all the yellow marks are the trail signs. So we can actually see where they are in relation to the call, and depending on the incident, there's some other fine-tuned things that we can do with the information.
And also, your cell phone will ping where you are,
Absolutely.
So you can locate them through their cell phone too.
Absolutely. That's more on Guilford Metro 911's side of the field, and they can actually tell us an approximation of where you are. So they give us a big view. These markers here give us a little bit more narrow of a view so that we can find you. So either way, we can find you.
You're going to find folks.
Yeah, we're going to find. That's our job. We're going to do it. The main thing is that people underestimate. They underestimate the trails and they overestimate their abilities sometimes. That's why we want to encourage people when you go out and you do these fun events and stuff, let somebody know. Let somebody know, hey, wife, husband, I'm going to be on Kingfisher Trail today. I should be home by this time. If not, give me a call. If I don't pick up, then let's go ahead and see what's going on.
We have a phenomenal trail network. From downtown, it's 10 minutes you can be on some of the best trails in the state and even in the country. We have world-renowned mountain biking trails. It's a great place for families because we do have so many beginner trails as well, and then opportunities to advance from that, and you really don't need to travel very far to access them.
And how do you navigate the trails as far as if you, I don't know where to start. Which trail should I do? How do you decide?
Yeah, go to greensborotrails.org. We have a great web map that's out that will show you the status of all of our trails, both mountain biking and hiking trails. We also have paper maps that are available at places like the Lake Brant Marina, and then at our Parks and Rec headquarters and all of our recreation centers. So if you're a paper map type person, you're welcome to pick one of those up.
Do you use the trails when you're not working?
Love them. I absolutely love them. I ride the trails 3 or 4 times a day. I really appreciate all the hard work that the Parks and Rec has done, but also Piedmont Fat Tire Society. That group is primarily volunteers, and it's volunteers, people who live in this city, who come out here and who work hard to make these trails fun. I mean, North Carolina, Greensboro is on the map for some of its trails. We have nationally accredited trails here.
You just got to do it safe.
Yeah, just do it safe. Have fun, but do it safe.
Now you know how to stay safe and use all the signs on the trails. What are you waiting for? Go for a bike, go for a hike, go for a walk on one of Greensboro Trails. First, find out where to go by going to greensborotrails.org.